Myra, we're told the driver of the truck hit the gas instead of the brake, and as you can see, there's still a large gaping hole on the side of the house. Normally, you don't see these size mud bugs for about another month. 600 pounds came in the morning, and they expect to be sold out by the afternoon. Leslie and Mark, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service has been leading this investigation since Saturday. But when the suspects fled Comal County and came into San Antonio city limits, it was ultimately the SAPD SWAT team who stopped their crime spree. As this memorial grows, Jesus's classmates are preparing to go back to school in a week. A district spokesman says extra support will be there for students and staff who need it. Now, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service is still offering a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the suspect or suspects responsible for that robbery and shooting on Saturday. Anyone with information is asked to call 877-876-2455 and select option 2. Reporting live off Highway 281, Pilar Arias, KSAT 12 News. 2 years, truckers in Texas received nearly 15,000 violations for not having a valid license, 3,300 violations for driving past their 8-hour daily limit, and 600 violations for speeding more than 10 miles per hour over the posted limit.
We're eating, and I heard a very loud sound, like a gunshot.
Amanda Lawless had just sat down to eat breakfast with her kids when she heard commotion outside.
There was mail scattered all in front of the mailboxes, all in the ditches. There was boxes all over the street. You couldn't even drive down the street. And all the mailboxes were open from where she was putting mail in.
The woman shot in the leg and transported to University Hospital is no stranger to people living nearby.
I know her by name. I actually taught her son 2nd grade. And so my stomach dropped, and she was crying and screaming and saying, "I'm hurt, it's hurting." And it was very scary.
We're told Comal County Sheriff's deputies, Texas Rangers, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service responded to the scene. The victim was able to answer questions.
She gave us a detailed account of what happened. What we're looking for are a suspect and some additional information that we're following up on in regards to a vehicle that may be related.
Investigators haven't been able to determine if mail was the target of the crimes. However, they do realize it's tax season and sensitive information is moving through mailboxes. These signs warn postal customers that if they get a parcel, it'll be left in these lockers for only 3 days. There's also a phone number to call if they suspect mail theft. It's the same number anyone with information about the shooting and robbery is asked to call, 877-876-2455. In Spring Branch, Pilar Arias, KSAT 12 News.
The financial burden of it was overwhelming.
More than 3 years ago, Lisa Kirkez was diagnosed with breast cancer and a serious aortic aneurysm.
To me, my priority was staying focused on getting well and getting prepared for what was, to follow.
Her fight with the disease expected to claim the lives of more than 40,000 women this year in the U.S. isn't over. She's now lobbying for House Bill 195, filed by State Representative Diego Bernal, so other Texans won't have to pay costly out-of-pocket expenses for diagnostic mammograms.
The insurance that I had did not cover the diagnostic. It was not part of the routine mammogram.
State law currently requires insurance companies cover 1 mammogram per year for women over 35, which is usually screening. But if an irregularity is found, some won't cover the next exam. It's a dilemma medical oncologist Kate Lathrop sees too often.
So they need additional pictures to be able to diagnose them with breast cancer. It really makes sense that these women are able to access that care. It doesn't make sense to give them access to the first half and not the second half.
I put together 4 different fundraisers to allow me to live and buy my meds.
Kirkez has never qualified for any sort of financial assistance. Therefore, she continues selling Fiesta medals to pay medical bills.
Let's pray and stick together, and let's get this House bill passed for future patients who will be diagnosed with breast cancer.
Pilar Arias, KSAT 12 News.
This was the worst neighborhood in all of Bexar County.
And you see the dumping, you see the litter.
How can anybody live here?
All you have to do is live here and open your eyes, and you can see it.
Dennis Osborne says he's seen the good, bad, and ugly. He lives on Glen Terrace, has for 7 years. Back in 2008, his street was buried in trash. Squatters occupied vacant homes.
We cared about them.
Then investors Scott and Don Hagler arrived with a dream. They intended to clean up more than just houses and worked with Bexar County Sheriff's deputies to push out drug dealers and prostitutes.
Our grand vision was to repave everything. We wanted new parking lots paved. We needed to do stuff to, kind of dress up the place a little bit more. And to do that, we needed cash.
So the couple started a homeowners association. hauled out mounds of garbage, restored 5 buildings, and built a community center, all while hoping to change the area's long-standing image.
Irrespective of how the street looks, at the end of the day, it all boils down to what's going on the street.
By April 2014, the Haglers say they couldn't go on because they saw slumlords returning.
If the owners aren't working together, and if they're only out here to make a dollar, it won't work.
So they sold out and hadn't been back until we invited them to see what's going on now.
And this would have never happened, never. I can't believe this.
Yeah, the neighborhood's not as clean as what used to be. It's just not. It's just not.
Osborne says he sees the neighborhood returning to its old ways.
There's not a day that don't go by that there's not a sheriff's car parked somewhere.
The Glen Terrace resident wishes owners and tenants could be more invested in their community. Pilar Arias, KSAT 12 News.